It's the Point of Impact podcast, and you'll be mulling it over with Michael Huffman. We're live and direct. We're here at the Impact Center. We're unfiltered and uncensored. Everybody roll in. Let me know you're here. We'll go from there. I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm drinking a little Bud Light right now. There's really only water in this, but it looks cool. So all you grown-ups, all you Redneck Brawl fans, all you Point of Impact podcast fans, and everybody in Kentucky and all over the country, I got a few things I'd like to talk about. So get on up in here. Where you at? I'm going to have to keep the party moving. You know, the world waits on no man. Believe me, I know. I spent a lot of nights watching the world pass me by, staring at the window, wondering what's going on out in the real world. But now we're here. We got a lot going on, so I like to talk about it. I like to interact with a few of my fans, a few of my followers, and my people. Whoever that may be, where you at, y'all? Trying to tell me I ain't got one person out there watching Facebook right now. Tell somebody. Tell your mama, your cousin, your uncle. Tell your aunt. Listen. We're going to move on now. We ain't got all day. I got some nice topics I'd like to talk about. Maybe that would get people rolling in here. Maybe I'll just get on that. People say I got big balls because of some of the things I talk about. You can't help how you're born. If you got big balls, you got big balls. You know what I'm saying? And if you got big balls, then it's a responsibility. If you've got something in you that tells you that you need to do more, then you probably need to do more. You need to take some chances. You need to do something to be somebody. Hell, everybody wants to be somebody, don't they? So this is what we're going to do. There's 24 hours in a day. A standard solar day holds 24 hours. That's 1,440 minutes. That's 86,400 seconds. And here's a fun fact for you. One full rotation of the Earth, it actually only takes 23 minutes, 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. But we round up, because trying to keep up with that math would just be, mind-wrecking. Who could do that? The average person in 2026 uses their phone for 5 hours and 1 minute a day. They actually pick up their phone 186 times a day. Can you believe that? That a person picks up their phone 186 times a day? Is that you? I mean, if it is, cool. But what you doing with it? You watching Facebook? You trying to learn something on YouTube? Are you emailing a client? Are you going to telehealth? You know, the phone is not something that came along and, has been a bad thing. It's a great thing. But man, people get lost in the sauce, don't they? I mean, you'll see people sit there and look at that thing for 2-3 hours. Neck hurt. Back hurt. They ain't listening to nothing you're saying. And they know everything that's going on Facebook or whatever. Facebook really don't tell you a whole lot. That shit, most of it, I would say 90% of it is fake. It's what people want you to hear and what they want you to know. It's not actual facts, and it's not actually what's really going on. So my advice to any young person out there, I know you're going to do Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. There's some few other things that's coming out now that I don't even know about. I realize that people's going to do social media, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't let that be the only thing that you do. Don't let it be the be-all, end-all of who you are. I get on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, check my shit, and I'm gone. That's not real life. The average phone use in 2026 in adults is 5 hours, 1 minute. That's in adults. So you can imagine teenagers. Probably 6, 7 hours. I don't see how. I mean, honestly, I work almost 12 hours a day, usually 11 point something. I don't pick up my phone 186 times a day, but I pick it up more than I should. I'll admit that. For most, 40% of their waking hours are spent on their phone. And like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Do what you do. Facebook it, YouTube it, fucking whatever you're into. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you do. But don't let it be the only thing that you do. Like, I'm here on this thing. Nobody understands why I'm here. They're like, damn, why are you going out there? Matter of fact, it's 9:30. I'm usually in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm trying to go to sleep. And I have to explain why I want to come out here and get on the phone to talk to myself, because there ain't nobody here. But I believe in what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, man, we got to do something a little bit different. Like, the phone's cool. We love it. I'm on here. This is what I do. I'm out here. I got a podcast. Without the phone, I couldn't do my podcast. You feel me? But I'm not going to let this phone run my life. I'm not going to sit up at night worrying about what people think or worrying about what their comments are on the videos that I make. I'm not going to sit up all night and be sick because somebody wants to be mean or disrespectful. I'm just a normal guy out here getting on Facebook and trying to do something different. Because where I'm from, different gets kind of looked at like, nah, we ain't fucking with that. Most of my homeboys, they do drugs and other stuff, criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? I went to prison for robbing a gas station. I got 10 years. When I got out, I had a chip on my shoulder. I don't know why, my whole life I had a chip on my shoulder. It's not that I didn't think that robbing that gas station was wrong, because it was wrong. But I see other people do the same thing and they get 3 years. So why did I get 10? I actually got 11. But the way Kentucky works, you can get some good time. You go to SAT program, and I did that. I applied for the SAT program, which is a substance abuse program. And not only did I go there, but I taught classes there. In the substance abuse program. Because I'm a leader. No matter where I go. I got 5 people watching me. I wish those 5 people, well, I got 4 people now. I wish those 4 people would tell 4 more people, hey, get on here, because we got some more stuff to talk about. It ain't about prison, because you know what? It ain't worth talking about. Guys, get on here and show them prison stories and shit. I lived it, believe me, man. I can tell you some stories that you ain't ever heard before, and I'm sure we'll get to it. But tonight I want to stick to something that's a little more close to home. Statistics show that the depression rate has risen over the last 25 years. And if you think about it, 25 years ago would be 2001. That's kind of like when the internet became big. Some of you young folks don't remember dial-up internet. You'd get on the phone and it would go, and I had to dial up the internet. I don't know exactly how it worked, but from the name dial-up, I'll assume that it had something to do with the phone lines and some way to connect to some kind of satellites or whatever. But over the last 25 years, the internet's come out. People's got on it. They've got on chat sites. They've got on, other sites over time. Shit has evolved. Used to be you could just be in a little chat room, chatting your little thoughts away. You found some stranger from New England or Minnesota or California. You can tell them all your dirty thoughts or all the things that you wouldn't tell someone else. And people got carried away with that. And then it evolved. Then they started putting faces along with the person that was writing, the person that was chatting. And things changed. And then now we got this social media to where it actually does influence society. And if anybody says that it doesn't, then they're just being foolish. Because there's not a person in America that is not on one social media platform or another. Now, they might not be on all of them, and they might not really care that much. But I guarantee they got one up in the cut that they can get on there and check out every once in a while. It might not be their real name, and who knows what platform it would show up on now. They got so many. But I'm going to stick to like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, things that I know. Statistics show that the depression rate has risen over the last 25 years. That means nearly 1 in 10 people are reporting signs of depression. Now, does that mean that they're getting that from the internet? That it's social media? I don't know. But I do know this. Depending on what news you watch, that kind of determines the news you get. It's not always what's really going on. And I didn't know that. Up until real recently, I thought that if you watch the news, no matter what channel, that you would figure out what's going on. But that's not how it works. And if you think that's how it works, if you think you can just turn on any news station and find out what's really going on, that's not how it works. News stations are owned by people, by companies, by people that put money in them. And the reason they put money into them stations is so that they can push their scenario, push whatever narrative that they want, whatever thoughts, whatever beliefs. It's not always blatant. Sometimes it's subtle. But that's what they do. Fox News will say one thing, then ABC News will say something else. One loves Trump, one hates Trump. I don't know why it even matters if the average person is staring at their phone for 5 hours a day, honestly. staring at a screen, I realize we're going to be on our phones. Everyone is. And I do mean everyone. And I may not always like what's on my feed. You know, we got a war going on. We got stuff coming up that maybe, you know, we don't agree with. But something else, some other source of news, if we don't like, I can scroll on. Yeah, that's what I wrote. If we don't like what's on our feed, we can scroll on. We can watch something else. We can find some other source of news. We can find some new dance, some new trend. We can find someone telling us exactly what we need to be a better person. We can do military workouts. And we can be, what do they call that? Unrecognizable in 28 days. Are they out of their fucking minds? Who believes that shit? Are you telling me that Americans are that gullible that they'll believe that bullshit? That you can be unrecognizable in less than a month? I hope not. You know, I hope that's just something to fill the empty spaces in time and space, whatever. But listen. Some new dance, some new trend. Somebody telling you exactly what you need to be a better person or a better father or a better parent. You know. Somebody telling you how to fix something. How to square up your porch. How to tie-dye a t-shirt for your kids. Now that's cool. There's so much good stuff on there that you can watch and learn from. But there's other stuff. And there's stuff that people dwell on. They just keep dwelling on it. And they get on it. They keep talking about it. Attention spans, they say we got ADD. But we're spending 5 hours on the phone. I mean, what do you expect? I can get on here and say anything and do anything that I want. Because I have a president that keeps us free enough to waste that 1,440 minutes any way that I'd like. If we spend 40% of our day on a phone, imagine what we could do if we put that energy into something else. Something positive, something meaningful. Something you've been searching for, something that you wanted to do, something that you've been thinking about. I mean, they're saying a person spends 5 hours a day. I don't have 5 hours a day. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I get dressed, use the bathroom. Sometimes I take a shower in the morning, sometimes I don't. You know, I might get a little juice, drink, take an ibuprofen or something. You know what I'm saying? Get dressed. I'm out the door. I got 50 minutes to drive to work, almost an hour. So I get there at 5 o'clock. And then I work until almost 5 o'clock. So that's 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, if you just count work and the drive home. 14 hours. Well, if I got to stop at Walmart or the gas station or anything else, that turns into 15 hours. Now I got 9 hours left out of the day, and I ain't even made it home yet. I was supposed to sleep for 8. You tell me I spent 5 hours on the phone? That only meant leave 3 hours of sleep. Not everybody's the same. And I know sometimes we're on our phone a little bit more than others. And it's all good. Be on your phone. Be on Facebook. Be on TikTok. Be up on what's going on because you need to. Because sometimes you learn shit on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, whatever it is. Somebody will post, hey man, you need to know this. And it might be the awesomest thing that you found in the last 3 months. And it might really impact your life. Just that little thing that they said. Or they might say something that inspires you to do something. To follow your dreams. To chase your dreams. You know, that's what people's on here for. They're just talking and being themselves. Some people's in it for the money. Some people's in it for the glory. Some people's in it because they believe in what they're saying and doing. And they're doing it for a reason. So that people can see that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, I ain't ever skinned no cat, but I skinned a rabbit one time. And I'll just tell you, I didn't like it too much. I was more of a watcher than a doer on that one, you feel me? But, listen. I'm going to bring up another subject in just a second. But I got to have more people in here. What I got to do? I got to talk about something crazy? What do you want me to do? Bring up the sheriff in Laurel County? Mr. Sheriff John Root? Listen. Look, John. I love John Root. He's been sheriff since Christopher Columbus come over on the Mayflower. But GPS trackers? On the signs? Come on, man. That's next level shit. I mean, for real, that's next level shit right there. He's out here acting like a $15 Coroplast sign is worth the SWAT team showing up, jumping out of trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's put on a full investigation on, you know, who took that sign and why they did it. I want everybody in our family in jail. He got more signs than Kentucky got dollar stores. I mean, it's crazy. Billboards, signs, everywhere you go. Do they all have GPS? I mean, damn. Hell, the sheriff's department been kicking ass and taking names for over a decade. And they didn't never have cameras on. Never wore body cameras. Now all of a sudden every sign in Laurel County got a GPS tracker and a surveillance system. I don't know. Hey, everywhere you look, you see a sign, you know. And it's getting a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. That's, he's got tracking devices and video surveillance all over the county. You don't know what signs got it and what signs don't. Somebody comes ask you to put a sign in your yard. Sure, I'll support the sheriff. That doesn't mean you want your house under surveillance or your neighbor's house under surveillance without you knowing or anything. I mean, what are we doing? And then you got Robbie Grimes. Poor old Robbie, man. He seems like a real good guy. He wants to do something for the youth. I mean, I don't know why he'd want to wait till he got elected. I'd like to see him do something now for the youth. He said that's the most important thing to him. But what's he done then? Oh. Well, I was just wondering if there is something out there I'd like to know. Because he said the youth, that's his number one goal. I don't understand why people have to wait till they get elected to start doing what they say is important to them. Like right now, this Bud Light's important to me. I ain't got to wait till I get elected for shit. I'm going to drink it now. Robbie Grimes. You seem like a good feller. I don't know why you left the Laurel County Sheriff's Department and went to the London City Police Department. But have you seen Robbie Grimes? Has everybody seen Robbie Grimes? He got that cowboy hat on, and he got them ears pinned back like that right there. He got supersonic hearing. There's no doubt about that. I mean, have you seen the ears on this guy? He don't even need a police radio. He just steps out on the porch. He closes his eyes real good. And he can hear a catalytic converter being sawed off on the other side of the county. He hears somebody speeding down 192 right now. Between the sheriff's signs and Robbie's superpower, there ain't a secret left in this town. Got one seeing everything and one hearing everything. Hell, they had to cancel a Little League baseball game because they had 3 signs in center field. They say if you walk down Main Street, you better not stop. If you stand still long enough, you might end up with a sign stapled to your forehead. A whole surveillance system. You can't even whisper in your own kitchen without Robbie's ears twitching. 5 minutes, you got a sign stapled to you. Now you're a walking police station. Just think about it. Guys, I'm out here just talking. Talking about real stuff. And wondering what other people think about it. You know, I thought I'd have more than 1 or 2 people on here. I thought somebody want to chat. Somebody want to talk. Somebody want to see what's going on. But if not, those are my thoughts for the day. You got to watch out. Sometimes things are more than what they seem. And sometimes they're not. But if you deal with the facts and you don't deal with opinions, you'll be a lot better off. You can't let John Root get on here and hypnotize you with all that mumbo jumbo that he's been in there this long and everything's perfect, because it ain't. It's not perfect. And anybody that lives in Laurel County, I tell you it's not perfect. And he said that bullshit the other night. He said, we didn't know nothing about it until we heard shots fired over the radio. Well, if you heard shots fired over the radio, then you heard everything before that came on there. That's when you decided to do something, is when you heard shots fired. But you were already in on a radio conversation. Everyone wants to play innocent. Just be honest. Nobody's blaming you, but you told on yourself, big dog. And I ain't got no problems with you, because I'll be honest. If I could even vote, which I think I should be able to vote. I work 60 hours a week right there in Laurel County. I figure, I spend more time there than I do at home. Man, I ought to be able to vote. But if you make a mistake in your life, that's a right that they take away from you for a real long time, and they make it real hard to get back. But they'll make sure you pay them taxes, whether you can vote or not. But that's not what we're here for. John Root, I'm not saying I agreed with everything that you've done, because I don't. I think y'all some dirty dudes sometimes. I'm glad you got them body cameras. Just make sure they stay on. Because you're talking about transparency. And you're talking about real life. And you're talking about people's lives. Somebody's mother, somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. Let's keep those body cams on at all times. That's all I'm saying. Nobody can change what's already done. Nobody can predict the future. All we can do is just try to do our best. You know. Do I feel like you're a good sheriff? I mean, compared to what? You got the highest crime rate. You just said that Laurel County was the third in the state for criminal activity, that y'all was jumping, that y'all was rocking. I know where we live at. Believe that. I do know where we live at. But let's just make sure that we ain't got criminals trying to arrest people out here trying to just make a living. Just because you got a uniform on don't make you better than anyone. As long as you living up to the uniform, then everyone should respect it. You know, just make sure we ain't out here got our officers acting like criminals and stuff. People see it. When you start killing innocent people, people lose faith. They lose trust. And that's not towards the sheriff's department. That's not even towards the London Police Department. That's towards every police department in America. And it's not just to the police. It's to people out here living our lives. Because listen, people are scared right now. The police are scared. People on the streets are scared. You know, normal people just trying to go get their groceries are scared. If it ain't COVID, if they ain't worried about that, then they're worried about the war going on. Nobody talks about that. You know, nobody brings up that we got a war going on. And when they do bring it up, they try to make it seem like President Trump's doing something wrong, instead of just supporting our troops and supporting our country. If you have an opinion, then really have an opinion about something. Have it backed up with like how you really feel. Don't go off what some influencer said on Facebook, because you don't know if that dude's telling the truth or not. You got guys that are mounting up, that are leaving their families. They got kids back here. You know, like autism rate's high right now. I mean, it's higher than it's ever been. And you got men that are leaving 2 or 3 kids behind with autism. And a single mother trying to take care of them while their dad's gone. And their kids just keep wanting to know where's dad's at. And dad's over protecting us. Dad's over keeping us safe. It could be a mother, it could be a woman. But they're gone, they're over there. Keeping us safe. Doing what they got to do so we can do what we want to do. So we can get on here and talk shit. So we can watch about funny things. We can listen to memes and we can laugh and we can joke. We can go on with our daily lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that some people out here are sacrificing for your freedom. While you doing what you're doing, somebody is shedding blood for you to be able to do it. And people got opinions about the war. They'll be saying, I don't know why we're over there. Well, let me tell you why we're over there. Do you not remember them people blowing up World Trade Centers up? They hate America. Is it exactly the same place or the same people? No. It doesn't have to be. Because the same way that people over here in America believe about Jesus and they believe about the Bible, that's one thing that no matter what state that you live in, 90% of the state's going to talk about the Bible and Jesus and God. Because that's a normal common belief around the state, around the country, all over America. Even if you don't believe it, you hear about it and you know about it. Well, over there, it's a little bit different. Over there, they're not talking about Jesus. They're not talking about Jesus. They want a revolution. And I don't even know what that means to them people. They're looking for something that they want control. Somehow, some way, the way the world works, Iran got control of most of the world's oil. And that wasn't as big a deal back then as it is now because of the energy crisis. That's all you hear is AI, 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 AI. Energy, energy, energy. You know, they took the coal mines and they gave them back, and then they kind of gave them back, but they didn't really. Energy. It takes gas. It takes oil to make shit happen. And if you think it don't, then you're living in a fantasy land. Because that's where the energy comes from. In one way or another. We got some other stuff, but how you think you getting to work? Huh? How many million people live here? A billion, zillion, zillion, gillion. Huh? How's your fat ass going to fucking McDonald's and getting that quarter pounder with cheese? Are you on a diet that's going to fucking... I don't know where people on a diet go. I've never been on a diet. But Starbucks. How the fuck you going to drive to Starbucks if you ain't got no oil, if you ain't got no gas in your car? Because that's what they're saying. They're trying to control who does get gas and who don't. And on top of that, they're trying to have nuclear weapons. And I know that people don't know what that means because they can't get their fucking face out of a phone. They've never seen an encyclopedia. And if Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan or one of those, I don't know what the girly podcasts are, but anyway, whatever it is, the black girl, Candace, I think so. You know, Shannon Sharp, all our people. We all out here just trying to, communicate. Yeah. We're trying to communicate. So what I'm trying to communicate to you is you got 1,440 fucking minutes in a day. Quit spending them all in a goddamn phone. And if you are in a phone, then use it for something good. Learn something. Get on there and do something. Don't just sit here and watch what some other loser's doing all day. Do something for yourself. Oh, I got a homeboy might want to come up in on the line. Maybe not. Big R, try to get you there, big dog. Listen, this is my first live. It might be my only live. I want to get on here and speak my mind every once in a while. I want to get up on here and be the cowboy. Look here. I want to be the cowboy. No, John Root, that ain't you. But you do look good in them signs. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that midlife crisis. I wish you'd get rid of that mohawk. You say you from the state police. I bet you didn't have no mohawk over there. But whatever. I'd rather have you than probably the other two. Just because I know that you've seen devils like I have. And you've dealt with them. And that's what the world needs. Sometimes you need you're a good guy. I mean, you stand for, what's right. But you ain't perfect by any means. Hell, if you looked up our salary, we probably supposed to make the same money. You're living a lot better than I am. I can tell you that. That's just the way the world works sometimes, ain't it? I did my own demise. I took myself out of the equation for 15, 16 years when I could have been out here doing something for my family, supporting them, working, building relationships, networking, just living life. But I made some real bad decisions, and when you ride outside the lines, they put you on the sideline sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. So I'm not no hater. I'm glad you got on them cows up there. Shit. I like to see people doing good. So don't ever think I'm a hater. But I ain't stupid either. Call it what you want. This ain't an attack on you. Matter of fact, I ain't saying nothing else. Because I don't want you to take it personal. You are the best candidate in the race. But you're not a king. You ain't Elvis. Take down some of them signs and be humble. You act like you're humble. I mean, you're a worker man, you're blue collar, well, You got a little carried away. That's some real narcissistic shit. We don't care nothing about seeing your face up there. We just want our family safe. So you do that, we'll be all right. We don't need you Hollywooding around. If you're going to do all that, do that on your time. Not on ours. Because you are a public servant. And we do pay taxes. All that money you seize, we know you pocket some of that stuff. That's what all cops do. You seize 10,000. What do you keep? 3? Turn in 7. They don't make movies about that shit for no reason. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Hell, I don't know nothing. I'm just joking around. Ruffling a little feathers. Trying to get famous on Facebook. But guess what? I still got to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's all I am, a working man. And I come home and I take care of my family. Feed them. Matter of fact, I should be in there right now and I feel guilty because I'm not. But I'm hoping one day that this will pay off. And I know that I made some people mad tonight. And that's okay. I got big shoulders. I always have. John Root, it's not about you. You're not that important. And I'll never mention your name again after tonight. But I had to mention it because I've seen your face popping up every 20 feet in Laurel County and then now you're on the internet. Now you want to tell us about your whole life and your cattle and everything else. You was talking about your wife with all them programs and everything. Well, I bet they're all non-profit organizations, ain't they? All them programs that they making money off the government. Y'all just keep it all real close to home, don't you? Yeah, people's learning. People's knowing more about what's going on. It ain't always just the upper echelon. So for all you people out there that ain't got a whole lot, but you want something better, and you're willing to work to get it, it is possible. Hey, country boys can't survive. That's the truth. That's right. Sorry for not reading your comments. I got carried away. Country boys can't survive, and that's the truth, brother. Brother, all record is feelings, man, and I wish I could just go back and change the past. But my past brought me to where I am. And I got a wonderful son and a good lady, and I'm proud of everything that I've done to lead me to this direction. But one thing I wish I could go back and change was to introduce to bro, and that's the God's truth. What I was introduced to, bro, and that's the God's truth. Yeah, man. Being introduced, I imagine you're talking about drugs and alcohol. You know, living in eastern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, probably western Kentucky, hell, I don't know. They an hour behind. We always used to make fun of them in prison. We say, damn, you know, we'd act like they was a little slower than us because they was an hour behind. But I fuck with western Kentucky, believe that. Paducah, Glasgow, Bowling Green. Shit. I fuck with y'all. Hoptown. What's up, Hopkins Town? Hopkinsville? Hoptown? Hey. They don't know. But I do. I fuck with y'all. But check this out. All over Kentucky, we got people struggling, trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out why we working so damn hard, but the shit ain't adding up. Kentucky, you know, you watch the news, you don't never hear us mention. They talking about this, they talking about that. You rarely ever hear us saying anything good. The only time they really want to talk about us is when they want to make fun of us. When they got some documentary that wants to come down in the mountains and pick out some mean-bred family that's been there for who knows how long. You know, they got them like that in every state. But certain states they want to kind of. I'm trying to put Kentucky on a map in a different light. Kentucky been through a lot. We got coal miners. They took the tobacco from us. We used to be able to farm tobacco. Now we can't even do that. I mean, we're the ones going in them coal mines and coming out. They tried to take that. Mostly did, really. There's blue collar all over Kentucky. When we say we bleed blue, that's because it's always blood, sweat, and tears right here. We fighting for everything we get. Scratching, crawling. Working 70, 80 hours a week just to make ends meet. But I ain't complaining. Who would do that? I like truth over, what would you call it? Entertainment. Or, you know, sometimes saying a nice thing sounds better. And I usually do that with my old lady, I ain't gonna lie. Or my boss. But, right here, we're going to keep it real and uncensored. We're going to keep it unfiltered and uncensored. I'm going to try to be as real as possible. Because I might not never do a live again. I love you, brother. I'm going to lay down for work. Much love, Honky Kong. Yeah, a.k.a. Honky Kong. Trying to get in the redneck brawl. Anybody here know about that? Hey, country boys can't survive. That's the truth. Damn. He must have that CD on repeat. I appreciate y'all for coming in and watching, hanging out. You know, spending some time with me. I don't want to do too much here at the end, you know, just riffing and having fun and just talking and just bullshitting. To take away from some of the stuff that I said at the beginning. Because I truly believe in what I said. And I, you know, like, let me get a cigarette real quick. I don't know. What up, fam? We back. We're gonna take them glasses off. The sun I went down, it got dark outside. It says I only got 2 people watching. Shit, you're gonna have to tell your mama, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, something. Can I get a like? Damn, I should have went to TikTok. Should I went to TikTok? We all need to be praying for God's protection, comfort, peace, and guidance. You're absolutely right, Angie Bowen. We can do that now if you'd like to. I don't know if you want me leading you in prayer, but listen. There's nothing wrong with praying, and there's nobody that's perfect at it. But if you believe in prayer and you're here watching, then I'm willing to do what you're asking to do, because we do need God's prayer. So while we're here, I'll say a humble little prayer. If y'all can just allow me just a minute, just a second. Dear Heavenly Father, we praise your name and we thank you for everything that you're doing. Everything that you've done in our lives. We thank you for protecting us. We thank you for putting people in our path that have kept us safe this long, that have guided us along the way. And we ask you, God, to put peace upon our life. A peace that we have never known before. A peace like a blanket. Like a comforter on a bed that you just lay down and cover us up with. Peace, Lord, so that we can sleep at night. Peace that we know our children are okay. Peace, Lord, that we know our bills are paid. Lord, give us guidance. Let us get discernment. Let us discern the real from the fake and not get caught up on what's on social media too much. Not what's on TV. Please, somebody. Lord, bless each and every family in America. Each and every family in the world when it comes to that. But keep America strong. Bring us together like you've never brought us together before. Teach us, guide us. Let us know that we can lean on each other. That we really are all the same. We're just all human beings running the same race. Not everyone runs the same. Hell, I got a limp. Some people got one leg. Some people are fast as lightning. Hey, run your race your way. Lord, bless us. Bless America. Bless Facebook. Bless this live. Let something that I said hit somebody. And hopefully that it'll hit them in a positive way. I don't want to bring any negativity. I don't want to bring any drama. Most of what I said, if I was joking around about candidates or whatever, it's funny. It's fun. Lord, it's fun. Don't get them in their feelings. This is a podcast. It's a big world out there. And it's a scary world. And I've been in some of the most scary places you could believe. So when I talk to you, I talk from experience. If I tell you something, it's because I've lived it. And if I haven't, then I'm going to tell you this is the best advice that I have. I'm not going to put you on no bullshit. I'm not going to sell you a dream. I'm going to try to give it to you as real as I can, because that's the same way that I would want somebody to give it to me. You know, like when I say something really important, sometimes I'll smoke a cigarette because I want you guys to know that I'm not trying to make money off this. I know they got rules about you can do this, you can do that, you can say this, you can't smoke that, you can't do this. Listen, I live in America. I'm an American. I've been locked up my whole life. You think I'm going to come out here and abide by some, what's his name? What's his name? The Facebook dude. Yeah, him. He deserves a little respect. He did make Facebook. But sometimes I think it's the government. They just put a face on it. I mean, it's the ultimate surveillance system. We got puppets and we got puppet masters. And sometimes we don't realize that we're the puppets. We get on Facebook, we put our whole lives on there. It's all just a big data machine. That's all it is. How do you think they built these AIs? They just used fucking 20 years of Facebook and YouTube and all that other bullshit. They built it off you. The working man. The guy here telling us life, telling us problems, talking. You know. That's what their intelligence comes from us. But that's just food for thought. I'm not going to hold you up too much longer. I just want to say I love everybody. And I truly do. I want everybody to have a blessed life. I want to be the next Tony Robbins. I want to be the next Gary Vee. The next Joe Rogan. The next Theo Vaughn. I want to be the next person that influences people and you know what? I don't know if that's the right word. I don't want to influence people, but I do want to wake people up. I want to shake some people. Hey, wake up! What the fuck are you talking about? I talk to these guys sometimes at work. And I hope nobody takes this personal. I mean, I only got 2 people watching, so can't too many people get mad at me right now. I say, man, what's up with that war? What war? I don't do politics. I don't do face. Man, come on. Miss me with that bullshit. We at war. If you are a man in America, if you're a man, then you need to know what the fuck's going on so you can protect your family. I can understand a woman not knowing what's going on. But if you're a grown-ass man, you better know what the fuck's going on around you. I'm not just talking about war. I'm talking about what the fuck's going on around you at work, at home. For me, there's not a whole lot in between work and home. I go to work, then I come home and pass out most of the time. Once I got chores to do, I don't even get time to spend with my family. I'm doing this in hopes that one day this might turn into something. Because I got beliefs in myself. I can't wait around on somebody else to believe in me. I have to believe in myself. And that's what I'm doing. I'm out here past my bedtime. Shit, I ain't even ate since I got home. Because I said I'm going to do a podcast tonight. You know, it took a lot of balls to do what I did. But we ain't going to bring it up. If they didn't see it, they didn't see it. You know? Maybe they'll watch it tomorrow. If you're scared, go to church. Scared money don't make no money. And the truth stands when the world's on fire. So as long as you speaking truth, it don't matter what nobody thinks. Keep it real. Okay, they didn't want none of that. Listen, I don't want to get divorced tonight, so I'm going to go. Everybody here, I wish you a good night, a good evening. If you with somebody, I hope you make sweet love to them. And if you ain't with somebody, I hope you find somebody to talk to tonight. I'm going in here. I'm going to go snuggle up to my son and then my wife. Yeah, he still sleeps when he's 5 years old. His ass about to get his own bed. Race car bed, monster truck bed, whatever we got to do. It's time. That's all I'm saying. But listen, I truly want everybody to have a good night. I truly want everybody to have a good life. I don't get on here bullshit. Most of the time, if I get on here, we got a podcast going or whatever, I've been acting a little crazy for the Redneck Brawl or whatever because that's what they want. I might make it, I might not. One thing's for sure, if I do, I'm knocking a motherfucker out. It don't matter who it is. Sassy Squatch. I love to knock his ass out because he's the heavyweight champion. You know, I put that crown on my son's head. Baby! Sometimes the Lord got things in store for you that nobody can stand in the way of. Do you understand what I'm saying? If He is for you, then who can be against you? You ain't got to be perfect. Nobody is. Nobody's ever going to be. So if you're looking at yourself and you're thinking, damn, I got all these flaws, yeah, so does everybody else. Or if you're looking for somebody else and you're thinking, damn, he's got all these flaws or she's got all these flaws, you better find somebody's flaws you can deal with, and you better hope they can deal with yours. Because we all got them. At the end of the day, we just got to be good to each other. No matter what. So be a good guy. Be a good person. You know? Don't do things that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. Don't do things that's going to hurt somebody. Don't do things that you know is wrong. We all grown up. But more than anything, get your ass to a library. Read a fucking book. Learn something. Not on the phone. Put that shit down for a few minutes. They said the average person uses their phone for 5 hours a day. I get off at 4:30. I don't get home till 6. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. I have to feed dogs, take showers, bath my son, try to teach him alphabet and 2 + 2 = 4. All in 2 hours. Plus eat dinner. Try to spend some quality time with my wife. That's life. It is what it is. Make the best of it. You're in control of your own situation. If you don't like it, change it. If you don't like what's going on, then do something about it. If you don't see the book on the shelf that you want to read, then write it. You're the author of your own life. Nobody is in control of you. People might act like they are, but they're not. You are in control of your own life. You're in control of your own destiny. Are you going to be a good person or a bad person? Are you going to be a good parent or not a parent at all? Or a bad parent? You know? Nobody makes these decisions for us. People influence us. People come in and out of our lives at a rapid pace when you're young. They come and go. Sometimes faster than you can even calculate. You don't even catch their name sometimes. But as you get older, those people start to slow down. The older you get, the slower they're moving in and out of your life. You know, be thankful that when you're young, because you're not wise enough to know who to keep and who not to keep. But there's a certain time in your life when you become an adult and you realize, hey, I'm on my own and I got to take care of shit. That's when you start paying attention. The people that come in and out of your life, you choose. You watch. If it takes patience, it does. Sometimes you'll get tricked. It's okay. But if they're not good for you and good for your family and what you got going on, then let them go. There's nothing holding you. There'll be other people come along. So, hey, on your journey of life, it is an uphill battle. Some people get tired. Some people need to take breaks. Some people just can't hack it. You know? Get with people that you believe the same things that you believe. Not everything, but they have the same morals and values. And if you can, try to instill the morals and values in other people and set an example. You ain't got to be perfect, brother. Just try to do your best. You think I'm perfect? I got a fucking cowboy shirt on. Look. Cowboy! I got my little brother's shirt on right now, trying to flex. Before I go in, before I get divorced, I'm going to go in here and eat some leftover chicken and dumplings. But look, I've been doing a little push-ups. Just a little, 10 or 12. Chopper, chopper, chopper. I see you watching this live. Clocking my moves. I ain't gonna get too excited right now. But if you got a number you can call, somebody to put your belongings up, and when you're young as to have something to remember you by, you might want to do that, bro. I see you May 9th. And for all you other people out there, I love you. I can't wait to talk to you again. It's my first live, my best live. Point of Impact podcast. You at the podcast. You at the Impact Center. And you are unfiltered and uncensored. That's what we doing. Right here. The Impact Center, unfiltered, uncensored. And I'm working on getting the LLC for some impact centers around Kentucky. That's what I'm working on. I'm taking my hard-earned money and I'm taking it to a lawyer. And we're going to try to get legit. And we're going to try to put our money where our mouth is. Hey, slow motion better than no motion, baby. Have a good night. I love you. God bless and Godspeed. I'm out.